Just hours before the FWA invade the Wolverhampton Civic Hall for its most anticipated show of the summer, we take a special look at Hope and Glory. We also present two full matches from the FWA's past and present, courtesy of new online TV channel Adrenalize. All that and more on this week's edition of Frontline.
The FWA is Europe's most exciting wrestling promotion. Be part of the British wrestling revolution by going to www.fwauk.com.
Hello, I'm Len Davies and welcome to Frontline. In just a few short hours, the talking will be over and the battle will begin. The war between the agenda and the resistance reaches make or break, as Leroy Kincaid has one last chance to score a title rematch before Martin Stone leaves for the US. If Leroy Kincaid wins his match with his yet-to-be-announced partner against Martin Stone and Dave Morales, he'll be granted his rematch. If Kincaid loses, then Stone will go to America without giving him the title match he so rightfully deserves. Kincaid has told no one the identity of his tag partner for the evening, and most feel it will remain that way until the show itself, after the shocking actions of Brutus Magnus at the Art of War. The stakes could not be higher for Stone and Kincaid, as a loss here could put a permanent dent in their career legacy, not to mention the ramifications for the FWA and its World Heavyweight title. Also on the card, Stone's agenda teammates Joe Redmond and Yestin Reese take on the Cartel in their FWA Tag Team Title Tournament first round match. The rivalry between these four men has been one of the most intense since the FWA's return, beginning at New Frontiers in August last year and growing progressively worse on every show since. Now both teams will have the chance to settle the score and move one step closer to FWA Tag Team Gold in the process. The FWA Flyweight Title Round Robin Tournament enters its next chapter as El Ligero, who currently has 20 points, faces Rockstar Spud, who also has 20 points. And RJ Singh, also on 20 points, faces the re-entered Wonder Kid Johnny Storm, who currently has 0 points. It should be noted that Spud and Storm's heated war of words has been ongoing for at least a year, whilst El Ligero and RJ Singh still have not settled their differences. Differences that also extend back over 12 months, but have reached a far more serious level than that of Spud and Storm. The interactions between all four will certainly provide an interesting dynamic, to say the least. Talking of interesting dynamics, the FWA attempts to deal with two situations at once, as Marty Scurll and Chris Travis, who have issues with each other stemming from their tag match of the Art of War, and Sam Bailey and Joey Hayes, who are in exactly the same position, are entered into a four corners match. Plus, don't forget that TNA star Doug Williams will finally reveal the conspiracy he's uncovered involving several of the world's top wrestling promotions. A story that Daily Star reporter Patrick Lennon says is big enough to meet the hype if it is true. And finally, British wrestling legend Robbie Brookside gets his chance to respond to the Agenda's horrific words of the art of war as he makes his way to Wolverhampton with a message for the men who attempted to demean both him and our domestic industry. Don't forget, Hope and Glory is this coming Saturday at the Wolverhampton Civic Hall, and limited tickets are still available. To find out how you could be there live, go to www.fwauk.com.
You gotta think he'll find it if he can. That's Justin Reese. Why is Justin Reese here? Kincaid jumps, lands hard on top of Reese. Why is Reese out here?
Kincaid took too long on that second spear, and now Reese is here, and Morales and Redmond.
Referee tried to let it go when it was just Reese, but now what's going on is Redmond, Morales, Reese, and Stone. Leroy Kincaid did not let go of this opportunity. It was snatched from his grasp by Justin Reese, Joel Redmond and Dave Morales. But why?
That's what happens with British wrestling, Dave. False dawns.
Hang on.
We had a false dawn.
You know,
like I said, bigger things are afoot.
No. You're not telling me Martin Stone is the leader of this faction. Don't tell me it's Burridge is saying no. Darren Burridge will not tap.
It is only in times of great war and tribulation that many of us find out who we really are.
Morales, 350 pounds, 20 stone or so, hard on top of bubblegum. That's an injured abdominal.
For in those moments where all has been lost, the true nature of a person is never clearer.
British wrestling is dead. It's a fossil, like you, like your career, and like everything you've ever represented.
Some will do the unthinkable and commit the unimaginable to protect their own interests, while some take the weight of the world on their shoulders, ready to fight the most formidable of adversaries with only one saving grace to keep them going: hope.
How ironic that Stone would want to beat him in a traditional way.
It's futile!
Stone with that mantra of the agenda. Resistance is futile.
Kincaid rolled him up. Kincaid has got him caught. Kincaid, Leroy Kincaid wins for the resistance. Oh, Stone doing a number on Kincaid. Here comes Shane, here comes Johnny Storm. The entire FWA locker room emptying out again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match for the resistance, the leader of the resistance, Leroy Kincaid!
Against all the odds, Leroy Kincaid rolled up Martin Stone and won a vital victory for the FWA and a vital victory for everybody involved in British wrestling.
Other men tried to forge order from the ensuing chaos and capitalize on the anarchy all around. For they know in their heart that only a very small number will stand up to oppose real evil when it finally reveals itself. Yet when that day comes and a hero steps forward to lead his people to freedom, underneath the nobility and honor is one simple truth. What drives both sides in this battle is something that ultimately cannot be shared and is only for the victor: glory. For the time is almost at hand for all men and women to pick a side in the final game. For the war to end all wars is about to begin for real. FWA presents Hope and Glory.
You can find the next part of this week's edition of Frontline on the FWA YouTube channel now.
This is the resistance, and we need your help.